So, in all seriousness, if you're not passing it to Jason Witten and McFadden is running it for maybe a few yards per carry, then once again, you got to be careful. You got to be willing. So, at this point, I don't think the Cowboys is in trouble, but at the same time, I do think they have to just be careful and be a little open-minded of what they're doing and make sure they do what they make sure they do exactly what they have to do. All right? Now, here's another one we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the former champs, the Seattle Seahawks. This is week 2 of their season, and both games are without KC, Cam Chancellor, and also those two of the team have lost. So, Paulie, once again, got to start with you. What in the hell is going on with Seattle Seahawks?
Seahawks, they don't have the main players. They're not playing as good as they did in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and yeah, they're getting very rough schedule coming up too, I think.
Yeah, they got another one that's a very rough schedule. And I mean, let's also talk about the Seahawks for a minute. First of all, for the past couple of years, Seahawks has been the team that many people have feared. Many people was like, oh man, it's the Seahawks. I don't know. This is not going good. This is really bad for Seattle. Not just that, but with Cam Chancellor still being gone, that's another thing too. And many people are still trying to say Cam Chancellor got to think of, people like the Seattle Seahawks organization have to think of a way to draw Cam Chancellor back into the mix. Because without him, it's only left with, Irvin, Earl Thomas III, and obviously you got the ball hawk himself, Richard Sherman.
Sherman.
Richard Sherman right now, who's like the heart of the team right now.
Yeah.
So if you really think about it, if he's out there doing everything by himself and he doesn't got the help of Cam Chancellor and all them really backing him up, then the Seahawks is not going anywhere.
No.
Now, first of all, let's talk about this game here. You go to Green Bay, which I've been said since day one. There's no way you're going to win in Lambeau Field. Every team that went to Lambeau Field lost, including my team last season. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's maybe the Green Bay water or the Gatorade. I don't know what, or the food. I don't know. But for some reason, when you think you got something going there for yourself, then you go to Lambeau Field and all of a sudden you screw it up. Let's talk about the Packers just for a quick second. Going into this game, what did you think when the Green Bay Packers won that?
I was impressed with Rodgers and I keep forgetting the guy's name. Fuck.
Was it the receiver?
Yeah.
I want to say Jennings.
Jennings.
I want to say that. That's what I want to say.
They were getting all those yards in first half.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you see, that's the thing. Like, see, that's the thing. The Packers are another one because Jordy Nelson, he got knocked out in the preseason.
Yep.
So he didn't see week 1.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So for them to keep going even without Jordy Nelson is definitely a phenomenal run. And then you got the Predator himself, Clay Matthews. So of course he's still going to be hard hitting as well. So
yeah, you see what happened to the Seahawks when they went there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. So both Green Bay and Seahawks. Well, Green Bay are doing a good job. They got to keep up doing what they're doing. Seahawks have to step it up in the next game, which we will get to later on when we do our week 3 picks with LT. But once again, I think at this point, Seahawks got to think of something to do when it comes to Cam Chancellor. It's either get him back or release him. I mean, all of this back and forth, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? The show must go on. And obviously, one, you lose to the Rams in week 1. Then you go to Green Bay, and obviously Green Bay put their revenge on, and they were like, oh, yeah, you're not going to beat us again, especially not here. So I guess Green Bay took it to the streets, and that's exactly what they did. And it was a phenomenal game. I think that was a better game than Dallas and Philly. So that game there, so that game there, definitely is something that they both gotta. Well, not both. Seattle really got to step their game up for the next few games going into the season because What people don't understand is that the qualifications for the playoffs is coming quicker than they know it. A lot of people think that the playoffs. See, this is what people need to understand. The playoffs, the qualifications for the playoffs really don't start until week 8, week 9. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't have at least 10 wins under your belt, you're not even going to get near the playoffs. So if the Seahawks continue this for the next, I'll say 7-8 weeks, they're not even going to meet the playoff qualifications. And that's going to be bad. That's going to be really bad. So, I don't know. So, Seahawks, you guys really got to step it up. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, Beast Mode, Marshawn, all y'all got to really step your game up. That's all I am really, truly saying. Okay, next discussion. Let's talk about sleeper teams. Those are the team of the Rams, the Oakland Raiders, the Panthers, those type of teams. Now, as of late, going for the past couple of weeks, obviously, we've been seeing some unexpected wins this season.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Money in the Bank, Johnny Manziel winning, Jacksonville winning, Oakland Raiders knocking off former Super Bowl champions, the Baltimore Ravens. Which that's another team we're going to discuss in a minute. So, Paulie B, let me ask you this. These teams, out of all the teams, all of them, I'm talking Cardinals, Rams, Raiders, all those teams, which out of those teams do you think is going to actually make a big impact this year, honestly?
The Cardinals.
Really? Why do you say that?
They already won 2 games in a row already.
Right.
They step up their game.
They could. I mean, I think it's a possibility. Now, if you really truly ask me, I'm going to actually go as far, and I'm going to actually say I think the team that's going to really make a phenomenal impact to me personally, I think I'm going to go as far as say the Panthers. The Panthers definitely went far last year.
Yeah.
And I think that they just might do it again. I mean, they pretty much they won against the Cardinals, but unfortunately ended up getting knocked out. But I think the Panthers have been showing that they've pretty much been showing that they are not the team to take light.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely not. Especially the Superman himself, Cam Newton. That boy is Superman for a reason. Because when he goes, he is gone. And then speaking of Superman, there's a video that was circulating. Superman literally was Superman in the 1-yard line, jumped up, did a front flip or whatever it was he did.
I see that.
And be honest with you, I was impressed. I was impressed. And that was really the definition of Superman for you. So, but besides the theatrics, if the Panthers continue doing what they got to do and continue with this, with the plays they've been doing or having, I think they could go to the playoffs and probably go as far as maybe to the divisional round. You never know. No. Will I give them the finals? Probably not. It just all depends, once again, how things continue to play. But I think another team, personally, that as far as a sleeper team is concerned, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say this. And this is just me. I personally think the 49ers may have a chance. But the problem is they don't really got nobody. I'm going as far to say that. And the reason I say that is because Colin Kaepernick is also a great quarterback, very fast. He's very accurate. The problem is they're not putting anybody around him that's going to really help him out. But I think if they nurture the team that he got or what he has left, then maybe they might go far. Well, I'll go as far to give San Fran the wild card round. That's just me. And that's being generous. So I'm going as far to give them the wild card, but that's just me personally. And if you want to talk about teams making a comeback, there's 3 teams in mind. I actually got this from the NFL app. Oh, NFL app.
Plug.
That's a plug. There's 3 teams we're going to talk about, and so far, all 3 of these teams have not been looking good. You got the Indianapolis Colts, you got the New Orleans Saints, and you got the Giants. And the question says, which team will make a comeback. So, Paulie B, 3 teams, Colts, Saints, Giants. Who is going to make a comeback and why?
Well, I'm thinking the Saints, if Drew Brees can step up his game a little, get some people around him, we'd be good to go.
I agree with that. The problem is that his main weapon is gone. One of his main weapons went to Seattle, Jimmy Graham, and without Jimmy Graham, I mean, there's really no one left for him to really pass to. I mean, he still got Marcus Colston, that's great, but I mean, Mark Ingram, Marcus Colston, I mean, all of them, they're not doing so good right now in the New Orleans company. And obviously, the Saints have not been the same since the Bounty situation a number of years ago. The coach, Sean Payton, hasn't been the same since then as well. So if you really think about it, they also lost a lot of great guys that they needed. So really, in all seriousness, I do think the Saints, I believe the Saints can come back. But if we're talking about who has a greater chance of coming back, I'm going to go as far as to say the Colts. The Colts have not been impressive. They've not been impressive. To be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the first 2 games that the Colts have had should have been a cakewalk. Yeah, it should have been a cakewalk. Because first of all, you got the Bills. I mean, first of all, if you could have not, decipher their whole game plan, I don't know what to tell you. That's the thing about New England, which we will get to later on in the show. But New England was quick enough to decipher the Bills' style, how they played, and they obviously was able to adapt like this. With Colts, I'm surprised that they didn't even do that. Especially if you went to the AFC Championship last year against the Patriots, then you come week 1, face off against Buffalo, and you choke.
Yeah, I know. I do like they choked that game.
Do you know, I've noticed something. I've actually noticed something. And I don't know if you noticed this. It's probably just me. But I've noticed that every team that went to go face the Patriots, and then when they would either win or lose against the Patriots, when they faced the Bills, they're a whole different team.
Yeah.
Like last season, New England Patriots went to Lambeau Field to face off against the Packers. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said before, I was a little bit nervous because, again, we're talking about Lambeau Field. We're talking about the field of the late great coach Vince Lombardi. And and obviously the Packers beat the Patriots, which I wasn't mad about because I kind of knew it was going to happen. Then, the week after, you go to Ralph Wilson Stadium, play against the Bills, and you lose.
Yeah.
And you lose. AFC Championship, Indianapolis Colts versus the Patriots. Yes, granted, the Colts lost, but they gave us a fight. Mm-hmm. They gave us a fight, but you still lost. Then you go to the Bills, and you lose again. Like what kind of... I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that they think they're tough stuff, and they're like, oh my goodness, we're hot now. Right, but you go to the Bills and you lose. You go to the Bills and lose. And then on top of that, not only do you go there, but you go to another team who don't even got Rex Ryan anymore. You go to the Jets, hoping that right there would be a cakewalk, and you lose. And you lose. And Colts, I don't know what to tell you. I really do not know what to really tell you. But if I had to pick a team, I'm going to say the Colts, really, in all honesty, because I feel the Colts really needs to step their game up. I mean, really step it up because 0-2. See, the Saints 0-2. It makes sense because because they don't have the weapons that he really needs.
Yeah, that's how they started out last year too.
Well, that's true. But the Colts, disappointing. That's disappointing. Mm-hmm. How you start off 0-2?
I know.
It should have been at least 1-1. Mm-hmm. If you're going to lose against the Jets, fine. But it should have been at least a 1-1. How you go to Buffalo? You can't even decipher their own play. You let pretty much a guy who never